Hello, everyone, and welcome to another podcast. Let us agree to disagree. Quite the week, hasn't it been? Quite the week. I like to get on here and I want to discuss some things, and I always push thinking differently. When y'all hear me say thinking differently, you know that what I'm talking about is when are we going to stop this voting thing? When are we going to stop doing the same exact thing that we've been doing and we're getting the same results? Somewhere something has to change. Now, as we talk about the school shooting, and every time there's a school shooting, there's a mass shooting, there's something that happens, this is the circle. Oh, y'all need to do something. The Republicans are in the back pockets of the NRA. So what happens? They do not do anything. No matter how much you push, no matter how much they go down to, they were at the restaurant and they were talking to Cruz. Cruz was one of the speakers at the NRA situation. And it's funny, I think he's a Mexican, but I don't know what they have the name for sellout. But boy, I tell you, that man acts like a Caucasian man way before I think that he's a Mexican, even with the last name. Now, a person caught him. They had this on the news. They caught him, and he was having dinner, and the man was talking to him, and he was talking back to the man, and they were, going back and forth, and the man pretty much won it, but and Cruz just threw his hands up and walked away. What happens, and what we are not understanding and we don't see, and we keep participating and they're playing us, is this: when those Republicans are on a mission, they are on the mission. Understand what I mean when I say the mission. A friend of mine put a post up, and I said that the Republicans now are super stupid. They're not just stupid, they're super stupid. Now, what do you mean super stupid? Now, I think that they have now become so, they have become such a part of the Republican agenda. I think that they will say now, if they could change, they would change the apple to an orange. I think if you were in there with them and there was an orange and an apple, and you would say that the apple was the apple, they'd say, no, sir, that's an orange. And they will work on you to get you to believe. And you know what you'll say eventually? Well, it looks like an apple, but I guess it is orange. They have been doing this since they killed the ancestors and told them for the right to vote. And here we are, still here, looking stupid and dumb as hell. Ready to go back. Ready to go back. And I'm going to raise my voice. Ready to go back. For what? For what? We're going to do the same thing again. Everybody's going to get out there and throw that. We need to change. Well, going after the National Rifle Association, guess what? Business as usual. Pay these politicians good money. Make sure that children's children. And then guess what happens? They're not going to change anything. So this is going to keep going. Well, here's a little bit more of this common sense. Why do you think that the schools that have money have such high tech? Huh? Because, hey, we have to do something, because they're not going to do nothing about the gun situation. And they're not. So now, our children have to go to school. We looking at the news now. See, I tell you got to watch them. You got to watch them. Now, children are getting depressed. They're scared. They're having all the parents. My children are. The craziest thing is that you're sending your children to a war zone. And I don't, get the opportunity to see my grands. My grands will be sent to a war zone. Why? Because we have been indoctrinated to believe that our children have to be educated by this system. And that's not true. That is not true. You can homeschool your children. Now I know what you're saying. Some of us can't do that. I understand that. I'm not, going all hardcore on you and change your life and all that. No. As I told y'all before, if we stop going with this system, we'll live a whole better life. A whole better life. Why? Because we are not going to keep playing this game. Everybody went to the polls, didn't they? Huh? Didn't you? Or some might, do more the president thing. They might not do the local or whatever the case may be. And we're sitting here getting ready to do this again. And what do you mean, Dwight? We're getting ready to put a Republican in again after Biden. Because we're upset with Biden. We got rid of Trump because what? We were upset with Republicans and Trump. Could you imagine living a political free life? The only thing that I would need to know is, okay, yes, you're going up on my taxes again. Go away, please die. Because that's all they do. They make laws to make it harder for you to survive. They're doing nothing right now, but with this food and this gas, is they are conditioning us. And guess what? You might not have had money before, but guess what? We're making it happen, ain't we? Talk to me. You might be struggling. You might be having a hard time, but guess what? You're making it happen, though, aren't you? And they don't care as long as they keep getting money. Here in the state of North Carolina, they have made so much money off of us that they have billions in surplus. Billions. And then say, we don't have no money. And their play on words is, we don't have enough to take care of all these problems. But the worst part is that you do. A Republican state. All Republican states are poor states, but the Republicans are the ones that hold on to the money. They're the ones that don't want to spend any money. They want to hold on to the money and make you starve and take your stuff in taxes. And then when it's time for them to do their part, I shouldn't have to do anything. I should just take everything from you and then you die. We are not paying attention. We're not paying attention to this circle that we keep going in. Whether we go into the church, you understand what I'm saying? We just go ahead and keep voting and keep waiting for the next year to be better. Our black leaders are teaching us how to fight, but they don't teach us how to win. Do you understand that if you do learn politics, you still don't win? And that's black and white. That's black and white. That's not just black people. Nobody is seeing this because you know why? Right now, the whites looking like a conspiracy theorist. But guess what? Check it out for yourself. I tell any indoctrinated person to sit back. Let go of the indoctrination and write down exactly what you're doing with your life. And you're going to say, wait a minute, something doesn't add up. This isn't right. What did I say? When the person is voted in, they're not asked if they're going to do right by you. They say do the Constitution. And guess what? In the law. Guess what happens? Y'all say, well, in the Constitution, how many have you seen yet doing what's supposed to be done? And if they are, they're on a small level and can't make no difference and don't do anything. Except maybe feed a family from time to time. We talked last week, universal income. Why are we doing our own? If all the black people are working is bringing in 500 and some trillion, now I'm pretty sure that's them getting that But we probably, a lot less. You might have to take, a couple of billions off or whatever, because, that's all taxes, but they get it all. You know what I'm saying? But we are not looking at this the way we should be. If we want more, we're going to have to get together. Tretch said it on the Math Hoffa podcast. Omar Epps said it. And I'm hearing different people say this. But the problem is they showed us how to fight each other. Now, I'm going to stay on topic here, y'all. The Republicans blocked a domestic terrorism situation, and they used words on a bill. They used it on words. They said you were not specific in what you meant when you said domestic terrorism. I guess maybe there's 20 different definitions. I don't know. But they blocked it because of that. No, they blocked it because the NRA is paying them to do what they're doing. It's like Big Pharma. But you know what? Go down there and vote. Go in there and vote, because guess what? You've been told the lie. If I want to change something, I'm going to go down and vote. You went down and voted for Biden, didn't you? Look what you got. The other people went down and voted for Trump. Look what they got. You get what you get. Oh, let me help with this. If you don't vote, you don't have the right to say nothing. I'm going to say this from time to time, and I haven't said it in a while, and I'm going to make sure I cover this as long as I'm paying taxes. I'm going to say whatever the hell I want to say. And you ain't going to do nothing about it. So don't nobody come to me with that whack ass, oh, you're the problem. How am I the problem? I'm not making laws. I didn't raise my right hand to say I'm going to screw the people in the United States. That wasn't me. I want a solution. I want something different to happen here. But we can't do that. Why? Because we are doing the same thing over and over and over. And guess what? When it's time for whoever to come up against Biden, guess what? We're going to do it over and over until we're dead. Y'all, what is wrong, and why do you have this fear of changing something? Why such fear in changing? Why can't 10 to 15 people put their money together and the rest of everyone see this change and say, you know what? I can't believe I was living like that. I was living in fear. I was living paycheck to paycheck because I wouldn't put my money together and had a person that is that handles money and knew how to divvy and show, make sure all the bills. And then we got all of this money and we're living beautifully. Our children are educated. Everything is better. And guess what? I'm not depending on government for anything. You scared because of what they did on Black Wall Street. That's what you're scared of. Because of what happened on Black Wall Street. But I keep telling you, in Republican states, they don't care. Right now, if I have a meeting and I end up getting 20 to 25 people and I map out a plan, they're not going to have a problem with that because guess what? They're still getting taxes out of us. Now, if I take a whole neighborhood and move out to somewhere and build something else, we're like, whoa, wait, hey. When are we going to change how we thinking about this thing, y'all? When are we going to change that? Guess what? Man, I'm tired of this. And something else I want to touch on before I move on. We have to stop looking at this thing in fear. Anything I say from now on, because the cancel culture won't, cancel the politicians or whatever, because, I guess all this is in there together, whatever the case may be. Man, the hell with damn cancel culture. Cancel culture ain't hitting on nothing. And I know I put the little thing on, but I'm not impressed. There's no reason for me to cuss. There's no threat. They are a joke. because it's just like Me Too. Me Too went after everybody else, but when Trump was the president, guess what? You know, they were real quiet. Didn't have nothing to say. Didn't say nothing about nothing, you know what I'm saying, what he was saying, because guess what? Remember that, we saw women too. There were women standing with the orange one. I can't believe I'll be saying his name now. Because I think he's going to get back in, but I'm still calling the orange one thing anyway, so it don't really matter. They are not going to change any laws, and our children are going to go to school. People are going to go to church, because remember now, everybody's getting shot and killed everywhere, whether it be the grocery store, whether it be a mall, whether it be a store, whether it be a church or a synagogue. It does not matter. They are, you understand what I'm saying? Now, it's something, because I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know if you heard it, but I said if that would have happened down here and somebody went in the grocery store and started, he would have caught bullets, because people down here in North Carolina be carrying some guns, Jack, and I'm telling you, as soon as he would start shooting, it would have been an OK Corral, baby. He knew. They know where to go and break a fool and do whatever. Because we haven't heard too much about a church shooting after the last one, because he went up in there and they tore his tail up. Or the last one or the last two. I think one he got killed, and the other one they subdued him and, you know, pulled the guns on his tail and, you know what I'm saying? Yep, subdued him, put the guns on his tail, tied him up, called the cops. But one of them, I think they got him. That's what I think. I'm not sure now. We have to start thinking outside the box, y'all. We can't say that I'm going to do this until I die. I'm going to vote for these liars until I die. That's the best I got, and those are my options. And you're still poor, you still don't have any money, and you're going to work till you die, because they keep moving the age. I'm going to get off of that, because there needs to be a conversation about these topics. There needs to be a conversation about these topics. These young kids don't know nothing about this. It's the same as when we were young. Somebody told me this when I was in my 20s. You know I didn't listen. Everything that I talk about now, I was told this. They were right. And you know what I told them, right? Oh, man, go to church and let Jesus fix it. And they were right. I told the homie every time, bro, you were right, man. I wish I would have listened to you way back then in my young 20s. But I waited till 2014 to get out of the, the circus of the church and started to get to the point to where, you know what, something's wrong here. But everybody, stop doing this mess with these Republicans, asking them to change things, because they are not. They are super stupid now. And I'm not talking about, well, okay, please accept my offense. If you are still a Republican and supporting these super stupid Republicans, then yes, you are super stupid. Okay? Come see me. And we will sit down. And no, you will not tell me any of the stupid ideology. And it's not that I don't agree with, because I don't like Democrats or Republicans, but I'm smart enough to know when it does not add up. And I'm not going to do policies. We're going to sit down and we're going to talk like two normal human beings. And you're going to say, whoa, wait a minute. Hey. Because remember, y'all, and this is for my, Republicans that may not be aware. When black people wanted to be Republicans on the Bush Jr. era, and there was somewhere that they had to go to court. The black people had to go to court so they could join the Republican Party. And please prove me wrong. Because there wasn't any. They may have been like, oh, I'm Republican, whatever, but it was never official. It was never, you understand what I'm saying? Where they could say, okay, I'm a Republican. Black people were Republican, they may have believed in, the worst president ever, Ronald Reagan or whatever the case may be, but they had to go to court. Like I said, look this up. I'm not lying to you. I wouldn't tell you stories. I'm going to tell you to think differently. I'm going to tell you to do the research and find out what's going on right now. What's going on right now, y'all? I did they sent me a post, and they were showing this 13-year-old young lady, and I think she was talking to the police and city council, whatever the case may be, and I think they were having a problem, and the young lady, the way she was sounding, she said that it seems like murder is good. She said, but you're the adult. She was like, I'm 13. She said, and the way it's looking, you understand what I'm saying? It's like you're saying that the murderer is right. Now, and she was talking about how the cops are just, because remember, y'all, every time that something happens, whether the person is unarmed or whatever, that police chief says what? They went by protocol. When that young black man was killed, and there's been so many, so it really don't matter, and the cop was telling him, and he was like, you will explain to me what is going on. What did I do? The cop was turning his head like, just turn around. You know what I'm saying? He did, and after that, he shot him because he was having a hard time with him and killed him because he wasn't. So now they can shoot us for not being obedient to what they're telling us. Not that I'm being a threat to you, because you're supposed to shoot me if your life is in danger. But if my hands are up and I'm telling you, you will not take me unless you tell me what exactly is going on here, especially if you didn't do anything, and now you can shoot me. So this 13-year-old young lady was like, I'm supposed to walk my 5-year-old brother, younger brother, down the street or go outside and play when you're saying, and you know what I'm saying, that murder is legal. And she was right, because that's what it's looking like now to our young kids, that the cops can do whatever they want. Remember when the orange one was in and the cops were beating the hell out of people, young and old, black and white, it didn't matter. Asian, old Asian, it didn't matter. What Trump say? Don't be too nice. I gotta watch myself. I can't say I'm gonna punch anybody in the face anymore, kick their tail, because Facebook, they be like, we're gonna ban you. So, but it'll be on YouTube, and I follow it any other way. These podcasts go to my YouTube, so, you know what I'm saying, it gets posted. So I'm not going to always sit here and be like, oh, I'm not going to say that, man. I ain't scared of no Facebook, man. What? It's an avenue. It's a stream. I use it. So, sometimes I chill, and when I'm feeling it, I'm going all the way in, do whatever. But you got to understand, y'all, this has to change. I don't want to keep fighting and losing. I'm not fighting no fight that I can't win, y'all. I'm not. And Maxine Waters has showed you how to fight but never win. Everybody has showed you. The dumbest thing for me I saw was when they said they were changing the name of Fort Bragg, and Harriet Tubman was one of the names. What the hell is wrong with you dumb asses? Who the hell want to be in a military installation named Harriet Tubman? And then we're supposed to be happy, like y'all heard me say. They wanted to. I don't know if they did or they are, but they want to name these ships after famous black people. They go to the water, and we don't never see them. So we're supposed to be proud of that. I couldn't believe it when them old senior citizens, Democrats, were sitting over there in some shipyard or whatever, looking all happy and dancing around. And I said, they really think that put food on the table of their constituents. They are entertaining everybody. That's all they're doing. I'm not going to spend my whole time, on these liars and thieves. But get back to the young lady. The young lady was very thorough, and she was right with what she said. And you know the problem with that is? Adults say, "You're just a child and you don't understand." But she was right. And that isn't going to change anything. See what I'm saying, y'all? I'm not going to go get on that microphone and give my opinion. And guess what? Nothing's going to change. What am I going to do that for? You get on a stream, which it could be the Spreaker, or it could be that Facebook, or it could be the YouTube, it could be what. You get on that stream and you start telling them, I want to start teaching people how to think differently than the way this government has us like robots. How many people, I'm going to get off the wheel, and still on the wheel. I got one more thing before I move on, y'all, and I want to talk about this. Al Sharpton is on this, was it CNN, one of the HLN channel or CNN or something, and he's talking about politics. Now, this is what I'm talking about. That man has been fighting for years, right? Al Sharpton has been fighting for years, and now they give him a politics show, and for some reason, we have this thing in the black community where we need to be into politics. We need to have people that are of color in politics. We already do. So what's the problem? We need more. Huh? What? We need more? For what? It's not going to change anything. Don't you see? We got Herschel Walker, a Republican, Trump-backed. Canceled. Michael Vick chose to, dog out Colin Kaepernick. Canceled. Because they broke him when they put him in prison for the dog fighting. And it was his cousins and it wasn't him. They broke him. What the hell? We are just sitting here doing the same thing, and not one person. You can get your megaphone and stand out there while they doing the voting or whatever the case may be, and whatever, and you know what I'm saying? No, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't, because I remember Nick Cannon did it. The woman was like, please stand so many feet, and he had his megaphone and he was talking about, and he was saying what he needed to say. I support that, man. I said I was going to do that. My wife said, Dwight, don't get in no trouble now. Because, I'm the number one, I'm the only breadwinner. So, you know what I'm saying? Can't put everything in jeopardy like that. But I support that. I support that. I mean, I'll do it. But, once the cops say, hey, arrest you, all right, I'm going to move. I've sowed the seed. Too many people are going to these polls. They have indoctrinated us to tell us that you're doing your part. Al Sharpton having that political show does not mean anything. Just because I'm aware doesn't mean that it's going to change. He can give us all the facts in the world. You nor I can change anything because we don't make the laws. Haven't you noticed that? Oh, well, I'll put them in. Guess what? They make the laws, not us. The dumb thing is, they tell us, you put me into this office, I'll do this. Guess what? How many people have put people in office and still not happy with them? Because they're not doing what we need them to do. So why don't we do it? Stop looking at these black leaders that are just telling us to fight and not showing us how to win. And you can trademark that, you can have it. Stop following these black leaders that are showing us how to fight and not showing us how to win. Because we'll fight all night long and still lose. How long have we been fighting, y'all? That's why you see so many black people going to the Republican Party, because they want to be a part of the winning team. But the only way you win is that you have money and they cut your taxes. But if you're a poor person talking about you a Republican, You just a poor person. You just a poor Republican. And how many poor Republicans do you know? Now, I am tired of seeing racist white men beating on black women. I am tired of seeing racist white men beating on black women, and that's Hispanic, Indian, Asian. I am tired of seeing white men, racist men, beating on black women and women of color. I am tired of seeing on these news clips and on any and nothing happens. The cops are called, it's swept under the rug, and nothing happens. Now, what I've noticed with this, and if I'm wrong, please correct me, it's when they say, now the last one I saw most recently was, I think she was Hispanic, and I guess the Caucasian man did not like that, she was not being subservient to him. She put her stuff on the counter. She said he tried to move her. She moved his. She started getting popped. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. Do you understand? I'm tired. Don't keep beating on black women and women of color, racist white men that want them to bow down and be subservient, because they're not going to do it. And the crazy thing is, they may get bruised, but y'all can't seem to really hurt them. I'm tired. And I'm not, we need to stop calling the cops every time. And this situation needs to be taken care of. I'm tired of seeing white, racist men that want these women of color and Hispanic and Asian people of color, when they don't do what they want them to do, or move. One was moving the car, and he beat her for a minute, and she never let him go and held on to her, and he was hitting her hard. Oh, the anger. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. Everybody, thank you for joining me on today. I appreciate you listening to my opinion on these, and I pray and hope that you will start thinking of it differently. That you will start saying, there's some things that I need to change. I've been doing this so long. That I need to, something has to change here. Do you understand why we have these mental health situations? We get in therapy. But then as you get in therapy, they're doing things to try to get us to panic. They're doing things to try to get us, to keep us off a kilter. Knock you off. Keep you. They don't want you to stand straight up and put your head up. They need your head sideways, and they need it down to the ground, because then they know, I got to keep you broken. They want to keep us broken. They want us to live the way they want us to live. They want to give us what they want to give us. But we won't take care of ourselves and do what we're supposed to do for us to be successful, because they taught us to fight each other. So what do we do now? Stop fighting each other. Stop fighting each other. But we can't do it. Because what's going to do it? Church is either going to separate us or religion. Because remember now, for some people, if you ain't in church, they don't want to talk to you. They don't want nothing to do with you. If you ain't doing this or you ain't doing that, oh, such a job to do. So who's up to the task? Because it's not about religion. It's about better lives. You know how many people have 3 or 4 jobs? And that's just to pay bills? It's getting worse, and they're conditioning us to live this way. So what you supposed to do? You're going to have to live together, people. You're going to have to put your money together, and you're going to have to live together. But instead, no, they just going to have to go through, they're going to have to come up, nope. This is a different time, it's a different era. And I'm not just talking about people with kids or whatever the case may be. I'm talking about families. I'm talking about, I've never seen this before in my life, y'all, and I'm in here. I saw a Indian woman on a corner by the Walmart here in Hope Mills, and she had a sign up saying she needed help paying the rent, and she was going to about 3-4 corners continuously trying to, and I told my wife, I cannot believe there's an Indian woman standing on this corner. I've never seen it. Just like you don't never see an Asian, you understand what I'm saying, holding a cardboard saying, I need help. This is getting real deal. And we don't have to be broke. We don't have to be hungry. We don't have to go through none of this, y'all. We don't. So who wants to change it, y'all? Who wants to change it? Everybody, God bless you. I want you to have gas in your car. I want your deep freezers and freezers overflowing. I want food. I want everything that this country is doing. I want the money that they're making to come back to us. The money that the way they're telling us to respect them, they get every last ounce of this disrespect with love. With love in it. That's some cold stuff. Everybody, please give consideration. Stop participating and start taking care of yourselves. Help your family member out. Do what you need to do. For those that you can't help out, hey, I understand that. But for those that need it, you understand what I'm saying? I've been hearing some horror stories, y'all. And I know what's going on out there. But the second that we stop participating with what this government is making us do, and we stop living paycheck to paycheck, and we start getting, because I'm telling you right now, everybody that was saving, everybody that was comfortable now, guess what? You paycheck to paycheck. Why? Because now your gas was your extra. Because now what you talking? I got a truck. I'm $50 to $60 per week. Per week. So everybody, I understand. I'm not sitting here, you understand, saying stuff to you to make it seem like, oh, it could be done. No, it's a lot of work. But instead of fighting with them, let's work to fix our situation. Please share this, y'all. We got to change this. And we can. God bless.
Why should I feel discouraged Why should the shadows come? Why should my heart feel lonely and long for heaven and home? When Jesus is my portion, a constant friend is He. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know He watches over me. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know He watches me. I sing because I'm happy. I sing because I'm free. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know He watches me. He watches me. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know He watches. I know He watches. I sing because I'm free. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know He watches.